sailor, and her milkshake bring all the boys to the yard. Put that thing in the jar. I heard that she real down the Mars.
Hey you creeps, and welcome back to my channel. So today I want to show you guys a set of brush markers that I found on Amazon, and these are the Studio 71 brush marker set for skin tones. You actually get like 6 different colors in this set. These are alcohol based markers, and they come with the basic normal setup. So you have a brush tip on one end, and then you have a chisel nib on the other. And also you're getting a pretty standard barrel design as well now. So these are like a triangular shaped barrel design, and it's pretty cool because they don't roll off your desk as often as a circle or oval shape one will. So it has some type of resistance if you're one to typically have markers just rolling all around. These are pretty nice. It also comes with an indicator for the chisel nib side. It has a gray band around it on the barrel. I kind of wish that they were located on top of the cap. That way you know what side, when you're reaching for it, is the chisel nib side. It would just be more handy if they did that. And also, this was my first time dealing with any brush markers, so I was kind of curious to see like how flexible and stuff it is, but these aren't really that flexible, at least not at first glance. When I opened it up and tried to use it, it wasn't really that flexible. But when I started to do the swatches, I felt, you know, some type of flexibility, and also some type of resistance as well. So it had a nice spring back to it. So if you're worried about any of, I don't know if you guys have like any markers or whatever that don't really have like a nice spring to it or whatever, these were pretty sturdy, and I like the way that they felt. I just wish that they were just a tad bit softer, that way you can blend a little bit better, but it still should get the job done. So the color range that we have is like a pretty light yellow, and this one is Y3 Coca, and then we have YR3 Beige, and that was a pretty mid-tone color. So you know, this one can be used for a lot of different skin tones and stuff. And then you have YR5 Light Peach, and this one was more of a pinkier color, but it just had some warmth to it. I still want to say it's in the yellow family, but it also had some type of warmth to it, so it had a little bit of red in it as well. And then for our 2 darker shades, we have E6 Hazelnut, and this one was on like the yellower greener side. It was like a really warm olive tone to me. And then we have E10, which is mocha, and it was a basic neutral brown. And then for like our pink blush color, we have R2, and that is the color blush. So you can basically use this for like any type of blushing. It's a pretty neutral pink that you can use on any type of skin tone. Now, because of all the hype that is built around just having a brush nib on a marker, I was kind of having some type of expectations, but not anything super high. I just kind of wanted to know what the experience was like and to actually see what is the hype about them. And I don't know, like, was it easier to blend with? Yeah, kinda. It was easier to blend on certain skin tones just because, as you see, the first 3 colors, the Y3, the YR3, and the YR5, they're basically in the same family. But as for the darker skin tones, you really didn't get any type of blendability without like those 2. Like, they're just so many shades in between those. It was really hard for me to blend either one of the darker tone girls. Yeah, before the first set of skin tones that I used on the first girl, her skin tones came out and blended pretty nice. I really like the way that they blended. They just melted all together, and I was able to get a lot of depth and stuff like how I wanted to, so like you can see her shadows and stuff like that. It just looks real nice. And also for my mid-tone girl, the one with the green hair, she she had a nice little range of blending, so what I had to do was basically go back and forth between that Y3 and that beige. The beige was basically the base for her, and I also wanted to check and see if they bled through, and yeah, they did bleed through, but it wasn't anything over dramatic with these markers. Like, the bleeding didn't like mess up the next page, it just bled on the other side of the page, so that was pretty cool. But as for the blendability, I used like a couple of different techniques when it came down to blending the skin in. I used the circle motion to like blend in for the mid-tone girl and the darker girls. I just wanted to see if that would help transition the colors a little bit better, but unfortunately for the darker skin girls, it just did not go that way. So I'm going to look up different ways to blend darker markers and stuff like that, just because like the selection on these were poop, but you know, you get what you paid for. Basically, they're just 6 markers. So, but to finish these girls off, I use my Ohuhu markers for their hair. And I also use my Spectrum Noir markers as well. But they did help finish these girls off. I did use that blush pink color for most of the blushing and stuff. Overall, I did enjoy these markers. I just wish that the shade range for the deeper skin tones were better. I kind of wish that they gave, you know, at least one more color in between E6 and E10. Like, it was just really needed. I don't know why they didn't give another shade in between, or we could have just dished the blush all together, just because if you just get a pink set of markers, you know, you would more likely find a blush color in that set. I guess it is a plus of having the brush nibs. Hopefully I can just find them in more ranges for skin tones and stuff. If you're interested in just trying out brush markers, I definitely recommend getting a small set of brush markers first before you dive in and buy a whole set, just so you can get used to the feel of them. Here are the finished girls. If you enjoyed any of these girls and want to see me redo them where I take the sketching a little bit more seriously, let me know by leaving me a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in my next video. Love you. Bye. Stay moisturized. Bye.